Good evening and welcome everybody to tonight's game of Tanglet. The aim of this game is to create as many words as possible from either a 4x4 or a 5x5 grid of randomized letters. So to find a letter, we can start anywhere on the board, and then we have to go to an adjacent letter, and then another adjacent letter, and then another adjacent letter, and then so on, and try and get as many as possible. The computer randomly generates the letters and has a dictionary of words to go from it. And it says down the bottom, there's 21 possible 3-letter words, 29 4-letter words, 26 5-letter words, 18 6, 4, 7, and 2 8-letter length words. So we can't go back and use words twice. So if I need to use an A again here, I can't. And if you see and if you think any of the letters, any of the words, put a comment in the chat. I've changed the stream from normal to ultra low latency, so I should be able to see them fairly quickly after your chat. And we'll see how many we can get. So we've got car, we'll put rat in there as well. And let's go with ravel. No, unravel is a thing. I'm trying to think if elevate was there, but that would have been nice. Scene. Read. No, not dream. Or could have been dreary as well. No, can't jump across there for several. But we can get 7. So I've got a timer at the top as well. It's counting down for 1:40. It starts at, I think, 4 minutes. And every time we get one right, it gives us a little bit of extra time. So R, give us 5 extra seconds. Let's try for nerd. I'm not quite sure what dictionary this one's using. I think I've got it with common words, so I may not have a lot in there. Revel. Someone could be very happy. Care. I could care a lot about my neighbor's health or my pet's health. Ear. On the sides of the head. $11. Oh, no, almost thought we had dress. Got eat as well. Go ahead and grab some food. Cart. Put the cart before the horse is a popular saying. I was thinking level, but we've got to use 2 letters there. So now I'll go through the ones that we've missed and just mention a few of them. If there's anyone who wants something specific pronounced or me to talk about, let me know. So arcade. It can be used to describe several shops, but commonly was video game arcade. Carder. Carrot. That's not the food carrot, but this carat refers to gold. So there might be 9 karat gold, 18 karat gold, 24 karat gold. Don't know how I could have missed cat. Creed. Desert. So that could be leaving. Someone could desert a army unit. Leave. Same thing. Leer. Levy is something that can help hold back water. There might be a levee bank if a flood is expected to build around a town. Nerve. You could say the nerve of someone for something they did. They might have taken something off your desk or at work. Raven, type of bird. Revere. You could hold someone in high regard. Server. That can be the person like a waiter or a waitress, or it can also be like a computer server. Sever. You could sever a cable, as in cut it, and severe. It's something very important. It might be a severe incident if accounts doesn't get people's pay through and they don't get paid on time. Traveler, someone going from place to place. And traverse, to go across something. And veneer as well. It's a, I think it means a thin layer of wood or coating of paint, but I won't worry too much about that at the moment. So we'll go into a new game. I'll choose another 240 seconds, but this time we'll go with large, because we've now got 5 by 5 letters. Minimum words have to be 4 letters. So, all right. So if you've anything you recognize, then jump in. Steal. Take something that's not yours. Salt. You don't have to tell me which letters. So if you just say the word, I'll type it in, and if it'll bring the computer will figure it out. So typing in like nest for a bird, and try and get the gist of things. I may not understand everything, but I have a rough idea of what's going on. Rest, have a bit of a nap, takes the weight off if I'm going through a long walk or something. Tilt, something on the side by side, and pinball machines, it would have an error if message if they detect that someone was bumping it to try and get an unfair advantage. Oops, sorry. Just had to click off there. Tense. Someone might be a bit agitated and might need a bit of help calming down. Loot, as a form like a rob a bank and get away with the loot, the money, or it could be jewels, or like if you're going into heist a museum, or paintings. I thought press might be there, as in the newspapers. Lisp, so it's a word for someone who talks and they some of the letters they can't quite pronounce right. So sorry for the right. Yeah. Pint, it's a unit of measure for beers. Usually you go down to the pub and get a pint. Let's try a tune, like a short for a cartoon. Seat. You could have booked seating on a airline where it puts my specific location where I'm going to be sitting. Pine, a type of tree. Let's try stent. No, that's a medical term. If someone has a blood vessel that's closing, a stent might be put in to help keep it open. Line. You could draw a line from point to point, or it can be a phone line. I was just thinking register. Yep, okay, we can get that one. So cash register. Or for someone, I might be talking to them, but if it doesn't register what they could say that it's saying. Sing. Group of people might get together and sing a song. Might happen at a night, well, probably not a nightclub. So, I'll try it. Engine. Yep, it'll get one connection. So I don't have to know a way to connect it with the game. If it'll try and figure it out for me. Almost got install, but missing the last L. Got about 20 seconds left. If you can see anything, let me know in the chat. I'll type it in. And finish up with grip. If you're rock climbing, you don't want to lose your grip on the wall and fall. All right, so some of the words that were missed. Alien, alpine, so mountains. Aspire, I could aspire to be like some other people, some great scientists and similar. And ensign, the rank in a ship. Grit, igloo, ignite, last, lenient, lentil, listen and listener. Loner, someone that just likes to be by themselves. Realist, ringed, salient, satire, satin, type of material. Slat, slats of a bed, the bits that run underneath it across. Spinster, that's the opposite, I think, of a bachelor, but it might refer to someone who's older, but I'm not too sure about that. Stoned, stint can refer to a time. A stint in the army. Tiger and tool and tired. And then we'll kick off with another one. I'll keep it on the large ones for the moment and keep it with the same for, so 4 minutes counting down. If you can see any of the words and let me know in the chat, I'll be able to type it in, and I'm happy to take help. Cane, Titan, no, straight up telling you about it. Rare, secret, something I don't want everyone to know. Farce. Let's try with ante. Yep, in poker, you need to pay an ante to be dealt the cards. We'll go with rate. Attic, at the top of a building. Barn. Tear. And while we're there, care as well. Rain. Want to go outside if it's raining. I was thinking rice might be there, but that doesn't seem to. Fare. What you'd pay on the bus to go get some ride. Rent. Bran. The type of cereal. Enter. Could tell someone who's knocking on my door that it's okay to come through. Lent. I've loaned something to somebody else. I've said I've lent. That's the past tense. React. I might not want to tell someone some bad news, afraid of how they're going to react. Race. I want people to go fast from one place to another. Race at the moment is the Tour de France. Tent. There's a portable type of shelter. Thinking about screen, but that doesn't seem to match. Let's try a brat. So someone who I guess likes to play up, or does play up often, and we're out of time. So I missed a few words of Arctic, so the area up in the near the North Pole. Bacteria, cartel, caterer, entertainer, I really want to get one of those longer ones one day. It's a firearm, so it's another name for a gun. Interface. Retractable. So it's a retractable pen. You can push on the end of it and the edge of the pen goes out. Push the end again and then it comes back inside, so you could put it in a pocket without ink going all over your pocket. Retreat. An army might retreat from an unfavorable position. Scare and scarce. Scarce. Something, there's not much of it around. Scare somebody, like maybe a ghost if they saw a ghost. And scarf, a type of clothing. And trainer. Go to the gym and spend some time with a personal trainer. I'll swap it back down to a 4x4 now. So the minimum word length is now 3. Pear, type of fruit. Test. Nest from a bird. Sent. I sent my friend a letter. Got rare again. We'll see if radar will work. Yeah. Radar is actually an acronym for radio and direction. No. It sends out a radio transmission and it'll be reflected off things like aircraft, and that way they can tell where they are. Radio and direction ranging? Not too sure. Rest. Stare. You don't want to stare at somebody and look at them for too long. I could dare a friend to challenge them. Start. Someone might fire a shooting pistol to start a road race, so that way everyone knows that's the beginning. Here. And near as well. If something's close to me, it's near. Rate, something that people are watching as the interest rate's going up. Dear, when addressing someone, I could put dear mother when writing a letter. Let's try pre, just in there. Pre is meaning before. That's the opposite of post. Treat. If I go out and do some exercise, I might give myself a treat afterwards and have some chocolate after dinner. Let's try with stead. I could be in good stead with the club. If I don't get in good stead, they might cancel my membership. Art. I have some expensive art hanging up on my wall, like a painting, photograph. Net. Some fishermen will, or fisher people, will use nets from behind a boat, trawlers, and read, and enjoy reading a nice book. Rear, behind, so the back of a truck is where it's usually, the rear of a truck is where it's usually loaded, unloaded from. Thinking pram or something similar, but that doesn't seem to be there. we've got about a minute 20 to go. If there's any words you can see that aren't already in the list that you can make by connecting there, let me know in the chat. I'll see how many we can find. Rats, plural of rat. Trap. I could set a bear trap and hopefully steer. Steer a car or a ship. Thinking strat as a shortened version of strategy, but I'm pretty sure that's not in the dictionary. Mm, 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. So I'll duck over to the missed ones. Just going to check something on the other screen here. Okay, so we've got area. So might be a small amount. It deals with an amount of land. Dart and darts, referring to the game. Depress, something to go down. Dress, an item of clothing. And trap. I haven't heard of entreat before. Estate. So it could be a parcel of land. The lord had a very large estate. Raid by the army, or could be, well, could be anyone. Partner. Predate. Present. Redress. So to get something looked at again. Represent. The politicians are meant to represent the people. Retread. So you can get a tire that's worn down and put new tread on it. I think getting new ones are preferred though, because it might come off eventually. Starter. Strata. So there's at least in Australia, we've got strata corporation. So if you've got like a block of apartments, then if you live in those apartments, there are some rules you might have to follow from the strata corporation. And there's things they might do. So if there's communal works like a water main burst, then it's the strata people that will dip into the pockets out of fees by the people that live there. Street. Tarp, as in tarpaulin and tart, so it's a coverage and a food. Tenet, tent, treads, tree, and trade. So I'll kick off with another one. I'll go with the 5x5. So if you see anything, then jump in, let me know. Steel. Reel. Last. No, we've got salt this way. So salt and pepper on the dinner table. Yep, we'll get clear. So soft drink, you might be clear and can see through it, but milk you cannot. Seal, then close something. test. Well, at the moment, it can be an exam by a teacher, but at the moment, there's also a test match going on known as the Ashes, a cricket game between them, and there's been a bit of controversy with that. Cast. I could cast a net, but also in mythology or D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, cast a spell. If you cast a wide net, or could be seen to be looking at a lot of things. Scale. You put some fruit on the scale and see how much it weighs, so that way I know when I get to the registers how much I'm buying. Gent. Shorter name for a gentleman. Let's try if gents is in as well. No, that's sort of like the plural. Cite. Good cite references. So if I say that somebody said something, I might provide a link to a newspaper article where they're quoted. React, and we'll be getting a longer word now for reaction. There we go. One of the 8-letter words. There's 3 more. Else. Yeah, that might be another option. But it can also be part of a threat. You know, you want to make sure you hand in your homework or else. Sale. Shops might be having a sale on to clear some stock at the end of the financial year or before stock take. I've got steer again. Lease. So if I want to like get an office area or get a shop in a supermarket, not a supermarket, a shopping center, I would sign a lease and temporarily have the right to occupy that space. Glass, clear material made out of silicon, I believe. Notice. There could be a notice up on the notice board. Or I could also look at somebody, ask if they noticed something happening, something different. Taste. I might like the taste of some of my grandmother's cooking. Slate can refer to like a tile, but I could also say that something's slated for tomorrow morning, first thing off the bat. Just about out of time. Stale. If I leave bread for too long, it'll get stale. There we go. Got a high score. Missed some words though. Acne, assent, assert, caress, contact, easel, iota. You might refer to something very, very small. Someone could say, I don't care 1 iota. lesser, the lesser of the two evils. Nectar, some birds might like some particular flowers because there's sweet nectar on them rather than seeds. Oral, to do with by mouth, so you can refer to oral health or an oral assessment. Sage, it could be sage advice, or also I'm pretty sure there's a plant called that as well. Whether it's a spice, I'm not too sure. Star, a lot of stars up in the sky, but it can also refer to the star of the show. Stereo, so we've got two different channels of audio, the left and the right, one for each ear. But it can also be colloquially referred to as like a radio or a sound system. We've turned the stereo on. Taco, type of food. Taster. Some people that were like in olden days, they would have an official taster in case someone wanted to assassinate them by poisoning the food. Terse, a very brief, sort of say a terse response of like after the 3 people went up and asked for next Friday off, the 4th person got a terse response. Tactical, to deal with strategy and similar. And stoical, type of, it's a mood. I think they're fairly happy, someone fairly stoic. I'll go back to the 4x4, so that way we've got 3 letters. No, I'll stick with these ones, 5x5. Okay. And there we go, 4 minutes on the clock. I think this will be the last one I'll do tonight. Rise, and then risen. Sell a house. Till, short for until, or also a register. You know, the till was short. Breast, body part. And brass. Pill. Orate. Let's try now. Orator is someone's speaking ability, is someone who can give very good speeches. Rebel, to go against authority. I was thinking Atlas, a book to do with geography and have a lot of maps in it, but that's not going to work. But we'll definitely get still in there where there's nothing moving. Everything was still in the morning. Paul? Not too sure what that means by itself, but I thought it'd be worth a try with like Paul Ball. You can also have pallbearers at a funeral. Got stare again. No, I'm not going to get past in there. It's in recent history. Staple. Could staple a few sheets together. Use a small metal, bendable bit of metal. Tall. Someone's very tall. Noticeable with their height. Let's try taser. It's a weapon that police can use instead of a gun, and it gives people an electric shock. So bare, the cupboards were bare, and then bare, that's an animal. Late, tear, teat. So the little piglets were sucking on mum's teat to get some food. So we're still growing. Got plate as well. Let's try Nile, the River Nile. So steel again, and slap. That's where someone gets hit with an open hand. So I'm not too sure what else to do at the moment. We've still got 1 minute left on the clock from this one. If you see any words that you think we can make from connecting, so like list, then let me know in the chat. I'm more than happy to take help from people. So a pile, might be a pile of clothes in the corner as it's wash day. Slip, someone could fall over. You wouldn't want to slip. Comically, it's usually done with banana peels. Nest that birds live in. No, we're not going to get start, but we'll certainly get star in. No, not going to get T's. Two seconds. Yep, still got another high score with that one. So abreast, if people are riding abreast, or a ship's traveling abreast, then they're traveling side by side. Might get upset if they're going on a cycleway and two cyclists are riding abreast, and you've got to get off the cycleway for them to pass because they were talking to each other. Alien is something foreign, so it could be from outer space, but it can also be refer to countries. Could do with citizens from outside of the countries. Apple, fruit, barter. So we're trading without using money. Beater, I could use it in the kitchen to mix some things up. An eraser. I've finished, walked into a meeting after the other people have finished, and we take the eraser to the whiteboard. Of course, we're going to making our own notes. Illiterate is someone that or something that can't read. Literal is you could interpret some things totally literally rather than the spirit of them. Nestle, the animal, so the cat would nestle up to me when it was getting cold as a sign for extra warmth. Realtor, so a real estate agent. Retaliate, so it's a response from one other action. There might be another action that so in as retaliation. A seller of a house. Stellar, something very good, but it can also be to do with space, cosmic. Street, and a store or a shop. And a trio, to do with a group of 3 people. might be a comedic trio that keep making movies together. And alto, it's I think to do with music and the type of pitch. So I'll wrap it up there. If you've got any questions, comments, feedbacks, or you'd like to see this back again, look to do another live stream in a week's time. And or if you do want to see me do something else instead, if this isn't quite working, you've got other suggestions, then let me know. I'm happy to take any feedback. And thank you for watching.